Alright. For those of you wondering what is going on, as you know, Good Enough was leaking really bad. And we knew the leak was coming from the floor. Thought it was actually squirting up from underneath. But it turned out the leak was actually from the hoses there that go to the water. And there was like a little tiny hole right here. It's like a little pinhole right here. There was a little pinhole on that hose right there, and it actually squirt. See how it actually made a hole. It made a hole all the way through the floor because it was held down at an angle by like a little retainer clip, and it actually poked a hole through the floor, but it spread all the water throughout this whole RV. So you can see the floor is all ripped up and stuff. I'm actually not doing the work. The landlord sent his RV tech out here, and we ended up having to rip off the whole section here. And this whole area underneath was all rotted. The stuff you see here with the little things, the little caps, was me making a temporary fix when I raised up the floor, thinking it could dry out and be used, but it ended up being really bad. So at this point right now, I'm going to try to fix that hose, you know, by patching it. Not patching it, putting another hose in. You can't just, apparently you can't just patch the hole, it'll leak. The water pressure will blow it out. So, if you ever have a leak on the floor, and you're thinking it's from the ceiling, remember when I first got Good Enough, I thought it was a ceiling here because there was a leak from the ceiling. It was actually, I think it was a floor leak that spread throughout everything. So at this point right now, we're going to try to fix the hose and then fix all that. But while we're at it, we're also going to replace the shower faucet thing. So I'll be able to take a shower. Hot water probably still isn't working, so that's the next thing I'll be tracking down. But at least this is being done. So with any luck, it'll be done within the next day or two, maybe 3 days. But at least hopefully functional before they get it completely done. And once that's done and everything's all dry, I'm going to rip all this flooring up and redo it again. So my tip would be, if you have a leak or something, you probably want to repair the leak before you put the floor down like I did. But I put the floor down because, you know, we thought that the leak was coming from the roof, just like the people who ripped out the entire floor. And then when I saw that the leak was here, I thought it was confined to this little spot, and that if I just kept the water off and didn't use as much, you know, it would dry, and that's why I raised the floor, which it did work. But then when I moved in full time, it got to be this bad. So at this point right now, all of this had to be ripped out. It's going to be repaired. I'll show you the final results, but it'll be nice to be able to hook up water instead of having to fill up the holding tank that's under the bed. But it'll be nice to be able to fill up water or hook up to a city hose and have water pressure and use it just like a house, and also to be able to take a shower, especially if I can get the hot water working. Then I'm gonna have hot showers without using the solar, which is, well, I'll show you how I do that on another video, in case those of you who want to take a hot shower but don't have like a water heater or something like that. So we'll try to get that working, and I'll keep you guys posted. But this is what's currently going on with Good Enough. And if you ever wondered what the bathtub looks like, this is kind of what it looks like underneath. You rip the whole thing out. I don't know if that's mold or not, I hope not. But we're gonna have to try to dry this out and seal everything back up. And like I said, I'm gonna rip all this out and redo the floor, and maybe make the RV look better than Good Enough. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope you found this video interesting. As I said, those of you doing repairs, if you have to replace the faucet and stuff, and you got like a Class C like mine, there's an access panel sometimes on the back side, and it actually lets you access the faucet, and you have to go through this panel. I tried to replace it by pulling it out, and it wouldn't come out from the other side. So looks like there's like some kind of nut and washer that holds it in from the back side, so you have to go through that. So until next time, I hope you guys found this interesting. And this is the, do you want to be on the video here?
What? What'd you find?
No, I was just telling people how, you know, how to track this kind of stuff down. That if you're gonna replace this stuff, it actually comes from behind, not from the front. You gotta access it from the back panel.
Yep, they make everything so flipping hard to do and get to.
Yeah.
That's why, because what they do is they make it so that they want you to bring it into the RVs.
Right.
Places, so they can charge you $150, $160 an hour.
So he's gonna actually try to take that out right now.
Oh, no try.
He's gonna do it.
Yep, I don't try.
See, I tried to take it out, and I didn't know that you had to go from behind. I was like, what the hell's holding this in? Because I was trying to access the front, and I was like, this doesn't come off. There's something still pinning it. But apparently you have to go to the other side too, or you have to go on the back side.
Take this off, and then once you unhook the water lines, there's two these behind them.
Yeah, the bolts, the washers,
Plastic,
whatever they are.
Plastic washer, yes. The tight down washers.
Yeah, because see, I was trying to do it from this side, and I was like, I'm doing something wrong because something's holding. I didn't want to yank it out, and I was like, rip off the whole thing off the wall. Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You definitely don't want to do that, brother. All right, let me get in there and take that bad boy out.
All right, so he's gonna try to come over here. But basically, yeah, this is interesting for me because it's something that I'm learning. So I've basically been watching Travis. He's like a really knowledgeable RV tech, and he was able to track down and find the actual leak. So while we were doing the leak, we decided to go ahead and fix the shower, so I can actually take a shower. Yeah, so this looks good. So, well,
we're going to educate him on everything by the time I'm done. That's right. See, that's the thing. You know, I hear so many people tell me, "Oh, you know, nobody ever told me when I bought my RV. They didn't tell them anything about it." I'm like, really? How do you not? I don't understand that. How do you not tell your customers, you know, how to run, operate, drive, live, fix, you know, work, everything, move in your RV? How do you not do that?
You make them come back and pay you.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, and I hate that. I hate when people do that shit, man. Especially now. You know, not everybody's millionaires. Not everybody, you know, and if they are, they didn't get millionaires by being stupid and, you know, being spending and blowing their money. It's tough times. And you got these idiots, you know, they want to. I hate stupidity and self-induced ignorance. Yeah, I have no tolerance for self-induced ignorance and stupidity. I swear, some of them, boy, they're as dumb as a day is long. Brains or gas. Some of them wouldn't have enough gas to drive a pissant motorcycle around a BB.
All right, he's removed it completely now and putting in the